How's it going, guys? Peshcats here, and we're back with game 4. On the left, we have Alex using Vote D's Nuts 2016, his Terraformars deck. Alex, as usual, playing his Terraformars, and Jason on the right is going to be playing English Love Live. I believe it's yellow, red, and blue. And Alex's deck is yellow and red. Jason's going to start out here with a hand filter Haneo. When it comes into play, reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's a music character, add it to your hand and discard a card. So good way to just filter unneeded cards out of your hand and get new stuff that you can use. So Alex is going to take 2. Starts with a Bonder, but he doesn't have any stock to use the Bond ability. And probably doesn't even have the target in his waiting room. Going to play 2 Bonders, actually. So looks like he's unable to get over that Haneo, which is pretty bad because she is only 2k power. On top of that, he triggers a climax on his first attack of the game, and it gets the last card canceled. So not the best start here for Alex. Going back to Jason now. Going to go ahead and clock that level 3. Doesn't need to use that level 3 right now when he's at level 0. And try to get some more cards that he can use in the early game. So he drew a level 0 Suicider. He can play that, as the Bonder's powers are only 500. But instead he's going to go for the Oversize Umi. Standard come into play ability for an Oversize. Reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's not a music character, send it to clock. We've seen a bunch of these so far in today's games. And he's also going to play a Kotori. Her effects are... when one of your other characters is reversed, you can give a 1k power buff to a character on the stage. And also, what's your other ability? You can pay 1 to mill the top card of your opponent's deck, then choose a card from their waiting room and put it on top of their deck. So, kind of a useful little cheeky ability for the late game. Like if you think your opponent has a climax on top of their deck, you can use that to troll them a little bit, get that climax off the top, and replace it with something else for some guaranteed damage. But anyways, he's going to just go ahead and clear Alex's board. Alex is going to play the level 0, God, I don't know enough Terraformars characters' names, but it's a loner card, 0025, and if it's alone on the stage, it gets plus 1500 and plus 1 level. Looks like he's going to play another character, though. So that Shoichi, 00500, when it comes into play, you can give another character 1000 until the end of the turn, and he's going to give it to that guy. Runs over the Haneo, and he's lower than the Kotori, so he's probably going to side attack. Alright, what's that guy's name? Joseph? Joseph, the 00 Joseph. Okay, cool. Side attacks for 3. And he's got 2 climaxes in his stock now, because he has that a 2k1 from his first attack of the game, and he just triggered another 2k1. On top of that, he canceled an attack the previous turn, and he has 1 climax in his clock, 1 climax in his hand. 2 climaxes in his hand, actually. So he's got 6 climaxes out already, and he's on turn 2. Not looking very good for Alex right now. Currently going back to Jason's turn, he's got a couple cards that remained on his field from his previous turn, so he won't have to invest as much hand to replace those. And he's going to go with the 1-0 Ellie, gains 500 power for every other music character on the stage. Umi Brainstorm, global 500, and also has a pay 1 rest 2 Brainstorm. For each climax, you get to search your deck for a music character. One of the best cards in Love Live. And also going to put a Maki Brainstormer on the stage. Gives 500 boost to the front row center slot character. So that Ellie is going to be at 7,500 power. Yeah, those level 0s are going to get wrecked in a sec. He's got a couple climaxes in his hand. Is he going to play one? First going to Brainstorm. Hits 1. Couldn't see that last one, but it looked like he only... Okay, he milled 2 characters, 2 climaxes, I guess? So he's going to get to search for 2 characters. First he's going to grab the 1-1 Umi Clock Encore, as well as another copy of the Umi Brainstorm. And yeah, time to commence with the attacking. Looks like he's going to play a climax after all. Plays a 1k1. Swings for 2. Alex is going to take that. That's going to put him at 1-1. I think he leveled a red card. Swings with the Ellie for 2. Cancels. Meanwhile, Jason's going to trigger a gate. Grabs another copy of the 1-0 Ellie. And finally, directs for 4. And Alex is going to take that. Puts him at 1-5. He's only got 1 climax left in his deck. Clocks to 1-6, draws 2. And looks like his stage is going to be a couple more of those Joseph loners, although they're obviously not getting the buff since he's got 3 characters on the field. And he has the 1-0 Eva climax combo. It's a 1-0-5k and has a climax combo with the yellow 2k1 climax. When it reverses the battle opponent, you can pay 1 stock and sacrifice one of your other characters on the stage to search your deck for 2 characters. One of them can be any modification character, and the other one must be the level 3 Adolf. Gonna play that 2k1, hits for 3. Use that 2k1 to buff the loner on the bottom. 3 hits. He's gonna crash it. Yep, crashes the other Joseph. And there goes the last climax. So he is out of climaxes in his deck. All 8 are gone. And he's got 3 of them in his stock. One of them's on the very bottom. One of them's the 4th card up. And one of them is the one that he just triggered. With the gate climax, he's going to grab a level 1 Michelle Suicider. And finally, going to hit with the Eva for 2. That's going to land. Jason's going to go to 2-1. And probably going to level a yellow card. Okay, there we have the yellow. And Eva's climax combo. So what he's going to do here is pay 1 and sacrifice 1 character. He can sacrifice the character that he already suicided with, because that card was going to die anyway. So that's the best card to use to sacrifice for the climax combo. He's going to search the 3-2 Adolf, of course. That's one of the 2 cards that you can search. And he can search any modification character. It looks like he's going to grab the... He was thinking about grabbing the 1-0 Brainstormer. And that is what he's going to grab. So the Brainstormer that he searched for is a Global 500. And it has a spammable Brainstorm. For each climax you mill, you get to choose one of your opponent's cost 0 characters in the front row, I believe, and send it to the waiting room. So perfect for cards like the 1-0 Ellie on Jason's field. So now I'm going to go back to Jason. Got some pretty strong level 1s in his hand. He's got another copy of the 1-0 Ellie and a 1-1 Umi. But okay, first off, looks like he's not going to clock. Maybe pretty confident with what he has in his hand. Also looks like he's got a pretty massive hand size. Probably doesn't need to clock. Plays the 1-1 Clock Encore Umi. And is he going to play an Ellie, or is he going to play another copy of the 1-1 Umi? At this point, I just go with a 1-0, save up some stock. Actually, no. He has a gate at the top of his stock right now, if I remember correctly. He could also Brainstorm here, get that gate out. Looks like he's going to use the Power Brainstorm, though, from the Maki. Probably because, okay, he probably knew that he didn't have any climaxes left in his decks and didn't want to waste his stock for the Umi Brainstorm. So instead, just using that Maki Brainstorm so that he can use the Umi after he finishes refreshing. So good call there. Still has 2 more cards to finish with his Brainstorm, so we're going to see the other 2. Hits no climaxes, refresh damage, clean, no climaxes. So I think he's got 7 climaxes back in his deck off of that refresh. Gonna play the 1k1 and swing. Hits for 3. Alex is gonna take it since he is still on his first deck rotation and he has no climaxes left in his deck. He's gonna be taking a lot of damage right here. This is gonna put him at 2-2. Looks like he leveled a yellow. Umi's going to swing for 3. He's going to take that as well. Swings for 3. And Alex is just free. He's just taking all of it up the butt. Wait a minute. Did he count that correctly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like he was 1 over. Oh, actually, yes, he is supposed to refresh first, assuming he is he's out of deck. Refresh. This looks like we're trying to figure out the ruling here. Because he ran out of deck and he's still in the process of taking damage, he needs to refresh the deck before leveling up. So we're going to see refresh here, yeah? Any second now. Yeah, okay. So, as long as he separates those cards from his clock, from the deck being refreshed, everything's good. And after all that damage, I think he took like, what, 9 damage in a row? He's going to be going back with, I think, 5 climaxes. 4 climaxes, actually, because he still had a gate in his hand. So he went back with 4 climaxes only. Ouch. Alright, so now he's at 3-2. Going to play the 3-2 Adolf, who has the Musashi ability. And he's also going to play the 3-2 Akari, which is a healer. And also has a climax combo, which allows him to burn and salvage at the same time. So, very powerful level 3. Also going to drop that level 1 Brainstormer. And a level 1 Michelle Suicider, which he salvaged last turn, or maybe a couple turns ago, off of the Gate Climax. So, the Adolf's ability is, it's like the Musashi. If his damage is cancelled, then he gets to mill the top card and burn for that much level +1. And the Akari, so he's going to use the Akari Climax combo with a gate. On attack, he pays 1 stock. He gets to salvage 1 character and burn for 1. And I think it also gets power. And Musashi Adolf is going to swing for 3. That's going to land, so that the Musashi ability isn't going to mean much. Suicides for 2, and that's going to get cancelled. Jason's going to stay at level 2 this turn. I'm looking up the 3-2 Akari real quick. So yeah, on play, heal. And on attack with the climax in play, pay 1 stock, burn 1, salvage 1. Okay, and it does not get power. Okay, so the Akari, obviously very, very good card. It has heal, burn, and salvage all on the same card. And his downside is if he's reversed in battle and you have 1 or less other modification characters, then he goes to clock. So if you can maintain 2 back row and not let him get reversed, then you're fine. Nothing bad's going to happen. Just very, very solid level 3. Holy moly, that guy's 2,000 yen? Alright. Good card, expensive price, makes sense. So now, going back to Jason, he's going to clock to level 3. Plays that 3-2 Nozomi from the DX set. When it comes into play, he looks at up to 6 cards from the top of the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he gets to choose 3 of those cards and send them to the waiting room, and then put the other 3 back on top of his deck in whatever order he wants. So this is a good card for setting up triggers. You know exactly what triggers you're going to have on the top of your deck and how much damage you're going to be doing. In addition to that, the Nozomi's other ability is when she attacks, you reveal the top card of your deck, and if that card is a music character, then all of your other characters get +1 soul for the turn. So another way to add on damage, and if you manipulate those top 6 cards correctly, you can come out with like exact wins, exact damage. You know exactly what you need to finish out the game. So I think the question here is, does he want the gate in those 3? Because I mean, like, he knows it's there. He knows he's going to trigger it. So he decided on those 3 to discard and those 3 to put back on top of the deck. And from there, it's just a matter of what order he attacks in. So with that 3/2 Nozomi, it's a pretty complex card because you want to organize your trigger order as well as your attack order. So it's a pretty tricky card to use, actually. Also going to play the Kotori level 3. On the turn she comes into play, she has a cancel burn. So if the opponent cancels her attack, you get to burn for 1. And she has another ability which allows her to gain 1,000 power. And also on attack, she can give 1,000 power to any character, including herself. Drops another 1/0 Ellie, and finally finishing up with a 1k1 climax. So this is the tricky part. Needs to figure out his attack order, how much damage exactly he wants to do. He's going to start off with the Ellie. That's going to do 4 damage. And Alex is going to eat it. Goes to 3/5. So one of these attacks can finish off the game now. Going to front attack with the Nozomi. Triggers the gate. So because the top card was the gate, the Kotori is not going to get the bonus 1 soul. The top card would have had to have been a music character when the Nozomi attacks. But he is going to get to salvage. He's going to go ahead and salvage a Hanayo healer. And finally, the Kotori is going to front for 3. And that cancels, so he gets to burn for 1. Or not. That is an optional ability, so if you miss the cancel burn, then you miss the cancel burn. So going back to Alex, that's going to leave him at 3/5. And he's got 2 climaxes left in his deck. That's pretty ballsy. He's going to clock to 3/2. Or, I mean, 3/6. He's going to clock to 3/6. What am I talking about? Alright, he's got to put in a lot of work right now. Jason is at 3/0. He's got to do 7 damage. Goes ahead and drops that 3/2 Adolf. That Musashi ability. Plays a Bonder. Moves up the Brainstorm. So he's only got 4 damage. Cancels. Mill. Mill's a 0. Oh, that's unfortunate. He's only going to get to deal 1 damage with that Musashi effect. On top of that, triggers a gate. That's going to cancel too. And for 2. It's going to leave Jason at 3/3 to start off his turn. He actually killed the level 3 Kotori because the Adolf's second ability is that if the damage is cancelled, it gets +2k. No, but okay, he's just going to swing for 2, and that's going to be it. And Jason is going to take the game.